All I can describe the feeling that I feel right now is as I am disgusted with how this Dolphins team has played. I didn't have I didn't think to be honest with you guys, I never thought one time that we would be this great, playoff team or whatever, or nothing like that. I never thought that. I didn't have that high expectations for this football team, but I expected it to be a competitive football team. Even if we lost, it would be reasonably close. Even if we lost it would be like an 8-8 football team. It would just be a good football team. I thought that's exactly what this football team was. Never at one point did I have that high of expectations for this football team. But it is early. But we are into the almost to the second game of the second quarter of the season, so it's not almost mid-season now, and this Dolphins team is nothing, I don't think, as any of us Dolphins fans expected it to be. It's depressing, and it's depressing as a Dolphins fan. If you've been a Dolphins fan for more than 10 years, or even longer than that, it's about time this franchise turns it around, and it's getting very upsetting. It's getting to the point of unbearable proportions. It's getting to that point, and I've been a Dolphins fan my whole dang life, and never have I taken a loss this bad. This loss, well, we've taken some bad losses, but this one was just like a smack in the face. Yeah, your team's that bad. And there was this, I can't remember who was the author of the article. It's from Sun Sentinel. You guys got to check it out. It was about Cameron Wake, and it epitomizes the feeling of a Dolphins fan the last 10 years. He says that he's sick of losing. He's disgusted at how they play, how the Dolphins have played, and it's depressing, all around. Jermon Bushrod said today, he said it's about Ryan Tannehill getting booed. He said it's tough to see this because we put in so much work, and then to come out here and then just to lay an egg like that. But so just for those opening statements alone, it's been depressing. It's been a terrible start to the season. Almost midway here, nothing to cheer about, nothing to be happy about, nothing to look forward to the future at all, which is the most depressing part about this year. There's one thing I can point to, yep, that's going to be awesome in a couple years. That is a building block we can build off of. None of that. It's so bad. It's ridiculous. Unless we see something happen for the rest of the season, it's pretty bad. So let's get into this game. Let's start with the offense. Obviously, we didn't have our left tackle, which was a surprise. Obviously, caught us off guard. Brandon Albert and Laramie Tunsil, who Laramie hurt himself before pregame warmups, and that killed us. And I pray to God, I really want to see what this football team can do on offense when the offensive line is healthy. And I think all of us Dolphins fans can. But it is unfair as a fan or as a person who loves football to judge, and I'm defending Tannehill, which is right now to do that is you're like Hitler, is ridiculous, because he had the play. First of all, Juwan James is playing trash. He got dominated by somebody called Derek Morgan, not a superstar, not a star. He got dominated by a good pass rusher, a good defensive end. The left side of the offensive line was like we were prepping a high school. Billy Turner hasn't started at left tackle since college. Dallas Thomas, we know how bad Dallas Thomas is. Tannehill didn't have a chance to sit back, get the ball, to push the ball downfield. So it is unfair as a fan base to judge him off of that. It was not. Listen, he has his problems. He has problems feeling pressure, but I don't care who was put in that game. When everybody was chanting Matt Moore, you put Matt Moore in that game, he's going to get eaten alive. That offensive line is awful, especially when it's not healthy. We have no depth there. It is terrible, and I think that's one thing we can't say through this whole season, is that we know for sure, for 100%, when this offensive line isn't healthy, this Dolphins team doesn't play well on offense, and it needs to get healthy. And when it does, I guarantee you, we score more than 25 points. We would average over 25 points a game if that offensive line was healthy. And like I said, it's unfair to judge Ryan off of that performance. It really is, because that offensive line put on 2 sacks, literally 2 sacks by Rappo, 2 sacks by Jarrell Casey, 2 sacks by Derek Moore. That is ridiculous. That is insane. Couldn't Ryan have escaped the pressure? Whatever. Even if he did, wide receivers are so inconsistent this season. They're no-shows. Watch the film on that game. There was a coverage sack in that game. What is going on with this? I really don't understand what's going on with this offense. I really don't, and it's frustrating to watch. We are one of the worst teams in NFL history on third down. I think we converted. I know it's a terrible, terrible number. We are terrible on third down. The running game looked improved, but Marcus Mariota himself rushed for more yards than our whole rushing attack combined. I think J.J., if I'm not mistaken, had 45 yards rushing. He looked good. I won't take that away from the man. He actually looked good. He would have had 2 touchdowns if it wasn't for the ref calling one back. Now this game was close at certain points of this game, but just like I said, it's just the same problems every single week, and I'm sick and tired of talking about it because literally, you would think as a head coach or as an organization, one thing would be improved. Not one thing has been improved at all. This team is the same team every single Sunday, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. On the defensive side of the ball, let's get into the defensive side of the ball. Why, if you're Vance Joseph, why do you bring sheet pressure? Perfect example of this. 3rd down and goal. You stop them there. We have momentum. I think they would have went up 10-7, if I'm not mistaken, at that point in time in this particular drive. I think we was take a 7-0 lead. I'm not sure. I can't remember what this particular touchdown was. I cannot remember. It was 3rd down and goal. Instead of just rushing the people that we've invested millions of dollars and a ton of cap space into, we bring cheap pressure with Donald Butler and Kiko Alonso blitzing up the middle. Why are you doing that if you're Vance Joseph? Terrible call on 3rd and goal. Terrible call on 3rd and goal. And frankly, I'm sick and tired of seeing that because it happens a lot. A lot on 3rd down. Why are you bringing cheap pressure when this defensive line can get it done with a 4-man rush or even a 3-man rush, for God's sakes? That's how talented that is. That part of the football team is. In terms of pass rushing, defensively in the run game, this team, I didn't expect an amazing performance. I expected to give up, but for the love of God, I haven't seen an NFL offense rush the ball down the field and that's all they did to score a touchdown in years. This is so far from, that has not happened. I'm speechless. I am absolutely speechless at that. They literally I don't even think they had a pass until it was when they were in the red zone. They didn't have a pass attempt. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Our secondary obviously didn't play that bad, but again, the Tennessee Titans didn't even have a number 1 wide receiver on this team. Their best receiving threat is Delaney Walker. Okay? They only had 186 passing yards on us. That's actually a good day for your secondary. It's actually a very good day. So I'm not going to throw the secondary under the bus. They didn't play terrible. The only thing I will say about the secondary, Tony Lippett, for the love of God, when a quarterback throws off his back foot and it's sailing and you still can't pick it off, there's something wrong with you. Or at least break it up. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This defensive line needs a total makeover. We need somebody who can play next to Sue. Earl Mitchell cannot stay healthy. We need a pass rusher on that defensive end. Cameron Wake's old, and it sucks to say that, but he's old, and he needs to go somewhere where he can just be a pass rush specialist on a very good football team. Because on this football team, we need somebody who can play all 3 downs, and Cameron Wake is not that anymore. Mario Williams, why? All I got to say about that. Defensive line needs to be changed. That's one of the things I can say about the season so far is definitively without any that there's no excuses for that. That needs to be changed. Kiko Alonso, the linebackers, Neville Hewitt, Donald Butler, that needs to change. I don't know what you have to do. Keep Kiko. Kiko's a very good NFL starter. He's been solid all season. Rashard Jones is one of the brightest spots in this football team. That's all for the defense. In conclusion, this team has to get healthy. Has to get healthy for the love of God on offense. Because watching this offense is like watching a crapping college football team trying to play in the NFL. It's terrible. And they need to get healthy fast and quick. Defensively, why the ball? Why? Granted, I acknowledge the fact that we're probably going against the best offensive line, or the second best to the Dallas Cowboys. But to not get any kind of pressure on Marcus Mariota at all, and the only one to do it was Cameron Wake, and he whiffed on the sack. But not to get any pressure, and we've invested this much money into that defensive line, and we still can't get pressure, that's ridiculous. That has to change. Even Sue I could not think of one play that I can think, oh, yep, that was a great play by Sue. This draft that's coming up is huge. And like I said, the most terrible thing about this is I can't point to one thing and say that's the future of this football team. I need to see in terms of me, and I know all your Dolphins fans are done with Ryan Tannehill, but in terms for me, I'm not letting go of him not being capable of what I think he can be capable of until I see him behind an offensive line. Until I see him behind offensive line. But this is one of the most depressing things I have taken in a very long time. And you know what? Hopefully it gets improved. Hopefully we can get healthy on offense, because I would love to see what this offense can do healthy. Defensively, I can't. The only thing I can say for you guys to hold on to is until Chris Culliver comes back and Xavier Howard comes back. But God knows those guys. I think Xavier Howard's out for like a month, so that's not going to happen. So defensively, I can't. There's nothing to look forward to in terms of improvement. I just can't. So that is going to be it, guys. I am Skaggs1383, and I'll see you guys in the next one.